What is up, guys? Again, NotTheWorst here, bringing another Black Desert online video, and today we're taking a look at the latest global lab updates that we see. There are actually some huge quality of life improvements to the game here that are pretty exciting. So let's jump in, take a look at what we have here. First up, the Dragon Scale Fossil has an increase in drop rate. That's available just across the board for in the zones that it does drop, and also the Garmoth spawns that happen in the Dragon zones when you're grinding now has increased the amount of Dragon Scale fossils that can be dropped from the box that he may have up here when he does show up. In addition to that, you can turn them in at each place in town now. Velia, Heidel, Altanova, Valencia, Grana, Duvencruna, Draxia, and Sandgrain Bazaar all have an NPC that will now swap out Dragon Scale fossils for your Advice of Valks, 20 or 40 stack if you're trying to do that. Hopefully this will bring the price down a bit, make it a little more accessible. As it stands now, they're actually really nice to sell and not a super amazing way to save time building stacks. Well, it does save time, it just wasn't really cost efficient, since especially at 20 stacks, very easy to build, and 350 is a lot for a 40 stack. Things like Reblath do exist. We'll see how that impacts the game as a whole from there, but at least you don't have to run over to Calpheon every single time. We have season server and mini servers for this. Essentially what this is you'll have the ability, although it's not entirely clear how it's going to work just yet, you can make a private server that you can invite 14 other players along into for a particular area, meaning like Valencia only, Silvia only, whatever region that you're in, and like I said, invite 14 other people for it. This is going to be available for season characters only. The specifics of how and when you can do it is not laid out, just that it's season characters, and then 14 people can be invited. We'll have to keep an eye on how this is actually going to be implemented from there. This may alleviate some of the issues that were, especially this season, a lot of complaints about how many people were playing on season characters. Of course, the first week or two of a new season, it's always jam-packed. Trying to grind most places in general can be pretty cumbersome. So maybe this is a way to try and alleviate that, but we'll see how it's implemented moving forward from here. An enhancing quality of life improvement, you can now cleanse your gear at the blacksmith NPC, so you don't have to run to the priest and back, which is kind of nice. That literally saves you like hours of your life across a few weeks if you enhance all the time and you do cleansing from there. There's a craftable shy costume thing that can be crafted now, so if you're looking out for that, hooray, you did it. And Node War and Siege, you can now use the gathering command, which used to only be available to guild leaders, can now be used so that assistants can also use that too. So again, a little bit of quality of life improvement along with that. In the world map, information on attack and defense limitation among the information of the Node War of the first level base has been changed so that it can be compared based on the final stats, and a dev note to follow along with that. And then, in my opinion, the biggest one that should have been arguably in the game a very long time ago, we have UI updates where you'll now have a window with My Stats where you can actually view all of your stats, including the base stats of classes. So what are those? For instance, each class has a base evasion stat. I think Zerker is the lowest. This is off the top of my head. I believe they're like 283. And then you have like DK, Valk, I think Wizard actually, that are then like 323, which is like second lowest, and things like that. So there's base stats in it, and in the past we've had to use outside information when this information was data mined to actually see that, and therefore we didn't have some of the later classes for those. And also things like, hey, I want to know what my total DR is or my total accuracy without just like hovering over my weapon and then adding in all my crystals myself, because that seems really silly to have to pull out a calculator every time I want to calculate my stats, or go to an outside source like BDO planner.com like everyone did to view your actual stats for your character. It's now actually going to be in the game, so you'll be able to see that. There's already been some people that have put together some Google Docs and things that have all of these and translated versions as well, coming from the global labs with all the stats for each character coming across. So yeah, this is really cool and should have been in the game from the get-go, but as we know, it was definitely a design in the beginning that they wanted to have plenty of hidden stats, including when gear used to have hidden stats as well. So at least we're coming around the corner on that. We're also going to have a search function in your bags and inventory spaces, excuse me, storage and inventory spaces. So you'll be able to find something specifically if you're, well, these examples aren't a fully cluttered one. I don't know who's looking at this and it's like, man, where's my Ring of Crescent Guardian here? I can't find it. I need to use the search function when you have all of like 15 things in there. But when you do have a ton of them and you can't see it, that does happen to me a lot, especially when I'm just finishing up grinding and don't have auto arrange either. So that's a nice little added feature that we see there. We've got some knowledge that has been added with acquisition hints for Age of Oceans category for that. Nothing else super major from here. Something about some Eyes of Kila Island has a group of fish pirates that appeared, and the new pirates members who can't stand waiting for the elite members who have left to find the captain. So there's that. And then class changes. There were some just a bug fix here that we had for Sork, Dark Knight, Striker, Mystic, Lawn, Archer, Shy, Guardian, and Hashin. It was a bug in which a skill other than Sprint was activated when pressing the Shift key immediately after pressing the Tab key while moving forward in a combat stance of a specific class has now been fixed. Then we see just some text fixes for things to actually match what the skill does. They have a note like on the evasion one for Ninja and Kuno. Before the change, 1% increase in melee evasion. It's now 0.25%. Evidently, from what they're saying, this is actually not a change to the skill. It just actually was 0.25% the entire time. An error has been confirmed in the description of the melee evasion increase effect applied to Kuno and Ninja's passive. Since the character's skill effect is a very important number, we will further strengthen our own inspection process to prevent such issues from occurring again. And Shy got a fix to her knee, I guess, clipping through some of her outfits. We know how much I love Shy, so this was on the top of my priority list of things I wanted to see get worked on. Finally, it got there. They must have got my emails that I sent into the governor to have forwarded over to PA to get that fixed. So I'm glad to see that at least my complaints are going somewhere. So that's it for the Global Lab this week. Let me know what you guys think about the changes. Really excited about that stat screen, although it can be, it's easy to be a little bit disgruntled about that because it really should have just existed. I can't think of a game off the top of my head that was a thing, but again, the design from devs from the beginning was to have hidden stats, and over the years we've slowly peeled back on that. We've seen, just even more recently, the PvP percentage reductions. That was not too long ago, so good to see these things coming in. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you get notifications when new videos go live. And if you'd like to catch me playing live, there's a link to my Twitch page in the description down below. You can jump on over there, drop a follow so you get notifications for that as well. With that said, that's going to be it for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you next time. Next, we ask, Dear Shia LaBeouf, please bless us with your holy RNG. Give us this day our daily pen. Just do it. Boys, ready? Number 268. Here we go. And, well, boys, there is our 11th pen item on 241 stack. I mean, silver, right? Hey, pen, but...
You've got a surprise. Extra's next generation wallet, which is ultra slim and trackable.
Into your phone.